Today I'm going to show you how to do paper making. So you can do this with your group at the library, which would be awesome for kids that are like 5 and up, especially if they have parents to help them. It's even better. The things that goes in it, kids, is pretty much everything you see here. So we have a blender, we do have a bucket, we have what's called a decal that will help you make your piece of paper. You do not have a tray, so you'll have to get some kind of a tray. And then the sponge are going to help you also with like sponging all the water out. And we have what's called couching sheets, which are some of these, and I'll show you everything and step by step how to use it. So the first thing first, you're going to have the kids have to tear up a piece of paper. They'll have to have the equivalent of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, any kind of recycled one. So these are very old right-to-read coupons and some kind of greenish paper that we also had. So you cut them, all of these, into, I would say, about 1 inch to 1/2 inch. The smaller the better. So just have the kids like cut it all up in pieces and everything. I usually give them some kind of a container so they could put them in, and put it in a blender. Put about 1 cup to 2 cups of water, put it inside the blender, and liquefy it. So usually I kind of like blend it first, and then I put it all the way to the end. Takes about a good minute altogether to do it. You can add all kinds of things to this pulp. You can add glitter, flowers, like I actually added some very cool purple flowers. I don't know if you can see it, so they're dried flowers. There's all kinds of things like grass. If you feel like having some kind of smell, you can add cinnamon. Then what you're going to do is put the decal together, which you have a white plastic grid, and you have like a mesh, a white mesh. The white mesh is going to be the one that's going to go on the inside of the decal, and the other one is kind of like to support it. And we have some wonderful Velcro straps. You just Velcro in, just like this. And you submerge it into the bucket. You want to make sure that there's water to about like halfway, and then this is kind of like floating around, and that's perfect. So you take your pulp, and you're going to pour it inside your decal. Try to get as much as you can all out of here, because we need everything. Okay, now this is a part that kids think is kind of disgusting. They have to kind of like swish it around a little bit to make sure the pulp is kind of even. And if you see like the flowers are going on one side, try to get them all in. And then you just lift it up straight out. Let the water come out as much as you can. And then start going up and down like this. This is a very wet project, but it's not really messy, it's just wet. So, and when we almost have no more water coming out, we're going to take it out of the decal very gently. And this was our mold for a piece of paper. So the first step is done. Now what we have to do is we're going to put it in a tray, and the tray is to catch the water. And with the sponge, we're just going to try to absorb as much water as we can. Oh, actually, I made a mistake. I forgot to tell you, you have to put a screen on top. Good thing it did not mess it up, because it will. So make sure you put your screen on top, and you are going to sponge it. And sponge it as much as you can, and have the kids get all the water out. So you sponge 1, 2, squeeze the water out. Especially the first time you're doing it, because then that's when there's the most water. And see, like you can actually see the water coming up, then you just sponge it out. And then you do it again one more time. And this time there's not as much water, of course. There we go. Okay. And now we can take this and take off the screen. And now what we're going to do, see how flat it's becoming, is we're going to get the couch sheet. And this is pretty much to absorb a little bit more of the water. So you're going to put it down and really press it. And again with the sponge, and just kind of like press it down a little bit. Flip it over. We want the screen up. And now we want to rub it. So we just want to like kind of like rub it. It's going to help us rub it off that screen. And see how the screen's already lifting? That means it's ready. So our sheet of paper is all done. We are not keeping a couching sheet, so what I recommend is having old file folders or any kind of sturdy thing. Put your paper on top like this. And you're just going to gently peel it off. And we have our piece of paper. And I don't know if you can see it, but we can still see some of the printing material on here. Actually, I thought I saw, yeah, there's a JPL logo right here. Very cool. And we have a little bit of our flowers. And this is it.